Alright, everybody, it is the Butter Dog of Doom China 42 back with you guys. I know it has been a hot minute, but I am coming back today with a little bit more Fallout New Vegas, and we're gonna be butter dogging them wastes. So let's go ahead and get this started, y'all. Do apologize if I kind of sound off or a little like this is kind of forced. I'm trying to stay positive, had a couple of rough weeks at work, and just not going well for me. And me personally, I'm kind of struggling with some things. I am a little. Well, I'm not. I'm not a little anything. I am bipolar, unfortunately, and uh, with that comes having manic episodes. And I have been on a manic episode for a couple of weeks at this point, and it has not been going great. I realize I am experiencing this, and even though I am experiencing it, there is no rationale to why I'm doing half the crap that I'm doing. So I'm just trying to do everything I can to just kind of keep myself focused on something that isn't, going to stress me out. Like, 'cause that's what started all this was stress from work and just life and all that fun jazz. So, with that being said, going to just talk about whatever the hell comes to my mind. We are going to uh, get some shit going. It's gonna be a fun time. So, all right, let's see. Where should we even start? I'm sitting here looking at these quests. I'm like, where do I even start? I don't want to do any of that because. Okay, so yes, I need to go to. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take care of this since it's like right here. Awesome, off to a good start. We're gonna do Eddie and get some. Give Eddie some love since he is low key one of the best companion characters out there. I mean, I love me some dog meat. I always have, always use dog meat as often as I can in all the Fallout games. But, uh, if dog meat had a laser on his head and could shoot enemies, then you know what? Dog meat would be the greatest character ever. Until that happens,
Hello.
Eddie.
So you're back.
Plain and
Now,
simple.
where did we leave off?
Alright, so what do you know about
The
Helios
way I
1?
heard it, the Brotherhood of Steel ran the place before the NCR took it away from them. I'm not sure who started shooting first. But when it was over, the Brotherhood, with all their fancy armor and weapons, was on the run. Nobody's heard from them since.
Ooh, that's spooky. Why do they call you Old Lady
Well, I'll
Gibson?
give you a hint. They used to just call me Gibson. I hope you can figure out the rest. I don't mind, to be honest. Living long is a real accomplishment these days. Remains to be seen if I end up dying peaceful in my bed. Sure thing. Let me have a look.
Oof, I'm not gonna give 800, no.
Take.
Subject E, diagnosis complete. Begin recording. My name is Whitley. I'm a researcher at Adams Air Force Base. Until recently, I was in charge of the Duraframe Reinforcement Project for the combat model iBots.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and continue.
iBot Duraframe Subject E is both the prototype and the last functional model in this test group. I was prepared to make several significant upgrades to the machines. However, as the project was canceled and all Duraframe assets are being diverted to Hellfire armor, I'm sending this model to the Navarro outpost.
Continue on.
If you're listening to this log from one of our Enclave outposts in Chicago, give this unit whatever repairs it needs so it can continue to Navarro.
Well, you didn't make it to Navarro there, buddy. Alright, so... Let's see what we... I guess we will start... Let's take a look at our map. Well, I hear some shooting, so that's always a plus. Abandoned Brotherhood of Steel. I guess we could go to Boulder City. Yeah, I think we're gonna go to Boulder as we start making our way. I guess we, you know what? Yeah, we'll make a stop on our way. What's gonna hurt, really? Just go ahead and be ready. Okay, I'm not sure what's over here, but it looks like something not great. And I see that they're somewhere, but where? Oh! I'll take it. I didn't contribute much. Alright, I saw two of them. Where did the other go? Was it only two? Could have swore there was a third one. Ah, there you are. There we go. Sweet. We'll take it. We're gonna go to this gas station. Because why not? State Lotto advertisement. That's kind of cool. Alright, so while we're exploring and we're just kind of walking around rather than keep it, you know, quiet, I'm going to just kind of ramble on about things that I've been enjoying as of late. Uh, Here recently, I've been getting back into old Opie and Anthony clips. Don't know if any of our audience out there is familiar with Opie and Anthony, but they were probably one of the greatest radio shows of our time because they were just brilliantly funny and mean and the very definition of shock jock. And right up there with Howard Stern. I guess that would be the only real big comparison that they had was they were kind of like the next Howard Stern, and it was just again it's shock jock humor. It's very tasteless, very mean at times, but man, did they come up with some of the funniest bits I've ever heard in my life. And I've been sharing it with a friend of mine who's recently started coding for his video game, and I was like, well, he was like, well, I'm always looking for something to listen to while I'm doing this, so anything you have would be greatly appreciated. And I was like, oh, well, I got you, man. Let me find something for you. And I'll send it your way. So I wound up finding basically every episode that has ever existed and been saved in some capacity on the internet, and I sent it his way. And one of the things that I started listening to was an old episode where they brought in a character called Schizo Bill. And Schizo Bill, he's a kind of unique character. he has schizophrenia and he wanted to be a comic, and so the whole idea was they brought him on, and he didn't have really good bits, but he was giving it all. Somebody with schizophrenia, I applaud him for putting himself out there and trying to be funny, because being funny is hard.
All
Some
mine.
so many
Eat this.
people out there that it's hard to gauge what is or isn't funny, and that's the tough thing. And so to put yourself out on stage and be like, hey, this is what I think is funny, I think you guys will laugh, like that is a hard, very hard sell.
Eat this.
Hey, let's go. Bug stomper. But anyway, so they have him in studio, and again they give him a setup, and he's doing his material, and it's not great. The interview's not going well. And so they decided that just naturally, just without any planning, like they didn't discuss it on air or anything like that. I mean, outside of like, hey, we're gonna mess with this guy if we can, but they didn't discuss how they were going to do it or what the plan was. So they would start about a 15-minute chunk of conversation with him, and once they would hit a certain point, they would just start that whole entire conversation back over again. And they would just, I mean, word for word, repeat the exact conversation, same setup, same, punchline, everything, same delivery. It was beautiful. And they keep doing it. About like the third time that it's happened, he's like, did we have this conversation? Like he starts doubting, like he's even been in this room the entire time. And it's magic. It's like an hour and a half of just pure hilarity, because they convinced this guy who already thinks he's insane and is having issues that he is insane and having issues. It's very mean. It's very mean, but goddamn is it funny. It is so funny. And that there's so many great clips you can find on YouTube that just highlight the genius of Opie and Anthony. Like I love their Joe Piscopo saga where they make fun of him, and they trash a special of his, like hardcore trash it. And then like a week later, Joe Piscopo's on the damn show, just yucking it up and being like, "Hey guys, yeah, that was funny. Like, yeah, I get it. I'm an easy mark. Ha 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 ha." And he takes it in good stride. It's funny, but it's stuff like that that just set them apart from anything else that other radio shows were doing. And they had some of the greatest comedians of all time come through, like big names today, like Bill Burr and Patrice O'Neill, who passed away in 2013, R.I.P. And Greg Giraldo, also R.I.P. And Louis C.K., which, I mean, say what you want, man is still funny. I don't care. Uh, Not a great asker of permission, but damn good comic, and I'll never take that away from him. So it's just one of those things where like they kind of pioneered. I mean, and it's been stated multiple times that that radio show, the format that they had, which was bring on comedians and just let them talk about whatever they want to, whether it's topics of the day, things that are bothering them, and just let them
A
be them.
customer. Not many
Don't
people come into Boulder City these days.
don't force them into like telling jokes by giving them like crappy setups or segues into bits. They just let them come on and be themselves, and it was genuinely one of the greatest shows ever. And I've obsessed with it for years because it was so good. And then unfortunately, you know, people do stupid things, say stupid things, get in trouble, and then Opie and Anthony fell apart in 2014, and since then there's been some drama from subreddit that bleeds over into people's personal lives, and it's it's a whole thing. But you know, I definitely recommend that you check out Opie and Anthony. And if you are curious as to any of the drama that has happened since the ending of the Opie and Anthony show, I recommend checking out Porcelain. That's Porsalin on YouTube, and he has some wonderful documentaries about Jim Norton, Anthony Cumia, uh, Joe Matarese, but that's more past Opie and Anthony stuff. But just go look it up. It's great. I look up Opie and Anthony again on YouTube. There's so many clips and just famous bits that to this day I
Most of the
still
town is
laugh out
rubble,
loud.
destroyed
You
during the
tell me
Battle
about
of Hoover
Boulder.
Dam.
Here we go.
And the only other thing around here is the concrete mixing yard.
Ah, what's concrete used for?
The NCR has been constructing bunkers up and down the river. From what I've heard, it's a little late for that. Travelers over at the 188, just up the road, said that the Legion has overrun a couple of towns to the south.
And where does
Most
concrete
of the
come from?
limestone comes from Quarry Junction out west, but I hear some death claws overran the quarry. With no
I do
work
know
to be had,
that.
all the workers around here have wandered off. I'm the only one left in town. Come back real soon.
Alright. I do know about that Death Claw Haven. Oh, that's cool. I just noticed in the 360 one, I don't think I ever paid attention to this. Ah, that's a lot of names. Boy, that ambush was real. Okay, I didn't know I could do that. That's brilliant. I've never tried shooting at a bird until just now. Oh, that's great. I'm not even mad. That was hilarious. It's like, yeah, that was a waste of a bullet, but man, did you see that blood?
We've got a situation with some great cons right now. The brass at McCarran has ordered me to lock down the ruins until it's been resolved.
What's going on with the Great Khans?
One of my patrols was on its way back from Novak when he came under fire from the Great Khans. They radioed for reinforcements, but instead of waiting for us, they chased the Khans into the ruins where they were caught in a crossfire. No deaths, but not all the squad got out. The Khans have Private Ackerman and Private Gilbert as hostages.
Ooh, I might have to. Great Khans might have something of mine, a platinum chip.
Once the Great Khans have been killed or captured, you're welcome to retrieve any property they've taken from you.
May be able to negotiate a deal with the Great Khans.
Normally I'd turn you down since I have no idea who you are. But considering that the hostages are as good as dead when we attack. Alright. I'm going to give you a chance to talk to the Great Khans. Their leader is a man named Jessup. If we hear shooting, we'll be coming in. But it'll probably be too late for you.
I understand.
Good luck.
Okay, bud. So I guess we're gonna go there in a second. Let's do some quick exploring. Make sure we got stuffs. So we're gonna need it. This could go horribly, horribly wrong. And they didn't even clean up the skeletons. Rude. That's depressing as shit. Yeah, we were gonna do that, but you know what? We're just gonna leave them there as a memorial. What? No. Stop that. Okay, so nothing in there. Beautiful, beautiful. Glad I adjusted the volume. Like, definitely makes it a lot more manageable when I'm not having to be like, can anybody hear me? Okay, so we gotta find Jessup. Alright. And we're gonna make a hard save. Okay, we're gonna...
Fuck Benny. We'll make him pay for stabbing us in the back.
Oh. Well, hello to Benny.